It's just me. I'm making a pillow. And I thought I would see if anybody would show up if I went live. Yeah. So right now I'm just talking to myself, hanging with the cats. I just finished, well, yesterday actually, I finished recovering a chair and then sealing it. I covered it in fabric and then I sealed it in a polyurethane Mod Podge type thing. Hey, Incense Shop! Hi! I'm glad somebody's here so I'm not talking to myself. What are you doing today? What you got going on? Let's see, you're in California, right? Hey, Jack. Hey, I actually have people coming in to talk to me today. That's nice. Forgive me if I keep looking down. I'm trying to sew a pillow to match the chair that I covered. I love this fabric. What do you guys think of this fabric? Isn't it pretty groovy? Can't tell I'm a little hippie chick, can ya? Oh, Jackie, you're from New York. Okay. I'm in Southern Illinois. I have never been to New York, always wanted to go, but haven't had the pleasure as of yet. So, what do you guys want to talk about? You can ask me anything, but I do reserve the right to not answer. But I'm not very shy. You can probably tell that. So, you want to do some question and answer time? I keep looking up because I want to make sure I'm not missing any comments if you guys comment. Beautiful here in the summer. In New York? Actually very pretty here in Southern Illinois as well. Well, just about all year round. Right now, things are kind of brown. I live in the middle of the woods. I have 12 and a half acres in the middle of the woods. And so my trees are pretty bare. There's not much green. But the funny thing is, yesterday it was about 60 degrees and sunny. And then for the 4 days prior to that, it was about 48 degrees and raining. And then prior to that, it was 20 degrees and freezing cold. No snow though. No snow. Well, I shouldn't say no snow. We had like a dusting of snow and then it melted. So we get all kinds of weird weather here in Southern Illinois. So what do you guys want to talk about? Berwyn. Oh, that's North Central Illinois. I've heard of Berwyn. I haven't been there. Do you know what if it's near any of the larger cities? Hey, Heather from Tennessee. Oh, hey, I just messaged you, Heather. I hope you got my message. I emailed you. So, what part of Tennessee are you from, Heather? My family actually came through Tennessee way back when in the late 1800s. Came through the Appalachian Mountains. Heather, I am making a pillow. Here's what the outside's gonna look like. I just recovered a chair, which I made a video of, and I'm gonna edit it, and it'll probably go up next week. But I fabric covered it and shellacked it and all that kind of good stuff. But I'm making a matching pillow, and I'm going to put this in the middle of the pillow and kind of make it look like a flower. Oh, I saw it. Let's see. 30 to 44 minutes. From Chicago. Okay, so yeah. And Heather lives in Pelham. Where's Pelham, Tennessee? I don't know that one. I haven't been to Tennessee in a while. Um, I do like Tennessee though. It's pretty country out there. Last time I remember going to Tennessee, well, of course Nashville, but oh gosh, I can't remember the name of the little town I went to now. It's been a good 25 or more years ago, 26, 27 years ago, something like that. Um, the cats will probably be running in and out, guys, so don't be surprised if you hear me yelling at them. I've got myself a glass of tea. Oh, okay. Between North Nashville and Chattanooga. Okay. I know where those places are. That's awesome. So I guess to get notifications for when I post videos. Sewing machine. Final stitch. I have several sewing machines actually, but sometimes if I'm really stressed, I find that stitching by hand kind of calms me down. Um, and this isn't completely stuffed yet. I'm going to actually stitch around it a couple of times. Right now I'm doing a straight stitch. Then I'll be doing a whip stitch around it, and then I'll turn it inside out and stuff it. And then I'll add the button in the middle and I'll pull it through. So beautiful valley. Oh yeah, like I said, Tennessee was beautiful. I live in Murfreesboro, Illinois, and you've probably never heard of it, but you've probably heard of Murfreesboro, Tennessee, which my hometown, Murfreesboro, Illinois, gets confused for a lot, but the spelling is different. My town has 8,000 people. Woohoo! Big town, huh? But I am near Carbondale, Illinois, which has about 32,000 when the students are gone. That's where Southern Illinois University is. That's actually where I got all of my degrees. And when the students are here, it's probably double that. So, oh, I think the sun's trying to come out. It's starting to get a little bit light. Old wool sweaters. Oh, nice. I wish I could use wool sweaters and blankets. I am actually allergic to wool, but I can use alpaca. I do a lot of crocheting and I like to use natural fibers. So I'll use alpaca or bamboo or silk, cotton, of course, when I crochet. I also have a spinning wheel. So I'll spin my own fibers, and sometimes what I'll do is I will blend the fibers together. It is a bummer, yeah, to be allergic to wool because I like sheep. I think they're really cute, but no, no, I have a really bad reaction to them. Tabitha, what are you doing? Tabby, say hello to everybody. Say hi. Say hi. This is Tabitha, the youngest one. So I'm thinking about doing more impromptu live shows just because it's good for my mental health. Please, hit the like button if you like it. So can't crochet but tried spinning. There's a lot of really, that's Derby, by the way. There's a lot of really good videos on YouTube for crocheting for beginning crocheters. I had taught my daughter like the basics of crocheting, like how to do a chain stitch and how to do a double crochet. And then, bless her heart, she got on YouTube and she makes all kinds of stuff. Heaven's Gates, nice to see ya. Where are you from? Oh, thanks, Heather. Where are you from, Heaven's Gates? I'm not. I think I saw you over on Witch on Wheels' chat site chat line this morning. Yeah, my kitties are pretty good when they want to be. This one, Tabby, she's learning. She was a feral kitty, so I've had to train her everything. Oh, whereabouts in Michigan? Michigan's not too terribly far away from Illinois. I have been to Detroit before. I went to a conference in Detroit, so I know where that is. That's about it. I don't do a lot of traveling anymore. I did live in Germany for 4 years. And ja, ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch. Oh, Heather, then definitely look at YouTube videos because by watching the YouTube video, you can pause it and you don't have to worry about reading the instructions or anything like that. My daughter, she can't read a pattern to save her life, but she can watch a YouTube video and have no problem at all. Fountain, Michigan. Oh. I am so glad to see you guys in here. I was so afraid that I was going to start this up and that nobody was going to show up and I was just going to be sitting here talking to myself the entire time. So do you guys have any questions for me? Because, you know, you're pretty new to my channel. You know, I'd like to get to know you guys. And, yeah, ask me some questions. Let's get a conversation going. And please forgive me, I have to stare at my needle because my vision is not the greatest. Since I turned 50, I think it's getting worse. So, and yes, I'm a licker. I do lick my thread. Sorry if any of you guys that sew don't like that. I apologize. But that's the way my mama taught me. That's the way my great grandma showed me. And that's the way I do it. So we've got Michigan, California, New York, and I'm Illinois. Anybody else? Did I miss anybody? Oh, Tennessee. Forgot Tennessee. So, can you guys hear me okay? Can you see me okay? You're awfully quiet. Let's see. Is there another way to thread the needle? I don't know. I know that some people when they thread the needle, they don't wet the end of the thread before putting it through the eye of the needle. Some people just stick the thread through the eye of the needle. That's why I say I'm a licker because I will wet my fingertips and then wet the thread. So, oh yes, good. You can hear me. Yay. I never know for sure if I'm talking, if I get to talking too loud, please, capital letters, tell me, you know, shh, be quiet, you're talking too loud because, you know, I get to talking and I just don't realize it. I have a little bit of a hearing problem. When I was 16, I was basically saving my sister from drowning and, got kicked in the head and went under and lost my hearing. Let's see, I saw a question there just a second ago. Let's see. Have you had a chance to plant any fruit or berry trees on your property? No, I have not yet. I wanted to wait until I had been here for 4 seasons so that I could see where the best places were for sunlight and for soil. Would like to plant I'd kind of like to get, you know, an apple tree. Well, two, because you have to have them to propagate. I wouldn't mind having a couple of mulberry bushes. Oh, I love gardening too. Um, and, you know, maybe plums. I like plums. Now, I have, don't laugh, I have 5 lemon trees started inside my house right now. Each of them is about 2 feet tall. I started them. I had some Meyer lemons and I just saved the seeds from the Meyer lemons and I thought, well, I'm just going to try it. So, um, yeah, I put it in some dirt and they're growing. We will see how well they do. Whether or not they will ever produce fruit or anything like that, we'll just have to see. Blueberries go in spring and 75 apple trees. Are you serious? How big is your property? That's a lot of apple trees. Is that your business? Is your business growing apples? I have to be careful with the deer around here. Heather, are you talking about a lemon tree tall? A friend of mine was the one that suggested that I try growing it from the Meyer lemon seeds. So I thought, why not? It can't hurt, right? The worst that could happen is it doesn't grow. But so far, all five of them are growing, and they're about 2 feet tall. So, oh, so you have awesome. You'll have to let me know how it goes. When my friend Abby did her lemon tree, she said it took about 5 years before it ever produced any fruit. And then it did produce fruit, but it was, like I said, it took her 5 years. So, we'll see. I had, like I said, I finally figured out where my garden is going to go this year because the place that I had my garden this past year did not get enough sunlight. Because I'm in the middle of the forest, literally in the middle of the forest, I'm surrounded by trees. There's very few places that get enough sun to make my things grow. So, oh, okay. So let me know if it grows fruit. 5 acres. 98 cherry trees. Oh, I'm so envious. I am so envious. Now, see, if I had cleared land, I would love to put in nothing but, fruit trees and things like that. Um, Unfortunately, I have 1 acre, just under an acre that's clear, and that's where the trailer sits, and my barn. I have a barn and I have a trailer. Um, the rest of it is very, very difficult. Oh yeah, the deer, they will eat everything. And I mean, I love watching them. I have literally had deer come up to my porch. They didn't get on my front porch, but I have like a crepe myrtle bush at the edge of the porch, and they literally came up to the porch and was eating the crepe myrtle bush. So that was that was interesting to see. But I love watching the deer because I am still classified city limits. There's no hunting allowed here, um, so they're well protected here. It's interesting the animals that I do see here in the woods. Last year I saw a bobcat. It had a squirrel in its mouth, and basically it stopped right outside my window, shook the squirrel to death. I'm guessing it broke its neck. Hi, Baxter. And then it walked off into the woods. I had never seen a bobcat this close to town before because I'm literally about a mile and a half from the highway. So, cleared an acre of land for the apple. The rest of the land is awesome. Yeah, like I said, I probably will plant 2 apple trees this year. That's what I want to do. And then, of course, I plant enough food for myself. I live alone. So I usually do some tomatoes and some peppers and, of course, all of the herbs, basil, oregano, mint, thyme, rosemary, parsley. I do onions. I am thinking about trying to do potatoes. I haven't had much luck with them in the past, but we'll see. And of course, I like to do squash and I like to do pumpkins and things like that, you know. I also have a shade garden that was started by my mom. Oh, thanks, Heaven's Gates. Um, I mean, it's a beautiful shade garden. What I've been doing in the year that I have been here is cutting back trees. Um, when my parents lived here, this used to be my parents' place. Both of my parents are deceased. And when they lived here, there was a lot more of the area clear, but um, it got a little overgrown when I let my children live here. They were, you know, they were in their early 20s and, well, late teens and early 20s. And so they didn't really take care of the property very well. And so everything got overgrown. And now, what I've been doing when I am physically able or when I have money that I can hire somebody is I have been clearing back and cutting back the brush, and I've been cutting away some of the trees that are really close to the trailer because, well, several reasons. One of which is that the trailer was trapping moisture, and so there was a lot of mold issues, and so it was because there were literally trees surrounding the trailer. So I cut back a bunch of those, and now that I've cut back so many, air can get through here, and I haven't had any mold problems at all since I've done that. And then there's a couple of that, I don't know, they just look like if a really strong wind blew up that they might fall on my trailer. So I'm going to have those cut down in the spring. Or this winter if it stays like this. As long as it's not raining and it's dry, then I can cut them down. But what was I gonna say? Oh, there are some trees I'm gonna have to save up the money to hire somebody to do it. A food forest. That's awesome, Heather. I love it. I love it. I actually have I have a lot of mushrooms. I have many different types of mushrooms that grow out here that are edible, which is nice. I also have things like wild onions, and I have wild strawberries, and I have wild raspberries. Privet bushes. Oh, yeah. I've heard a lot of people that have that problem. Problems I have are with autumn. Oh my gosh, you have snow? Well, it was nice to chat with you, Heaven's Gate. Thanks for stopping in. I hope I get to chat with you again, real soon. Be careful out in that snow. Please be careful. Um, I have right now in my woods is I have a lot of autumn olive trees or bushes. Never really sure to call them a bush or a tree. Oh yeah, I get morels, I get chanterelles, I get chicken of the woods, I get the puff balls, which those you can't eat, but there's puffball mushrooms. I get all the shelf mushrooms. Oh my gosh, yeah. Yay! I hope I see you again, Heaven's Gate. Um, my friend Jen works for the Giant City State Park as a naturalist and a guide, and she actually came out here. She comes out here every now and again, and she came out and she says, "Oh my gosh, Gyps, you can eat that. You can eat that. Hey, you ought to eat that." So, yeah, exactly. As long as they're fresh, exactly. But by the time I find them, they're scabbed over. So, but she pointed out probably 10 different kinds of mushrooms that I had that I could eat. And then I was showing her all of the things like the wild strawberries and the wild roses where I could get the rose hips from, and like I have Rose of Sharon trees and bushes and marshmallow bushes, and those are edible as well. I like to put them in my dehydrator and save them for tea. Oh yeah, I love to forage in my yard too, because I get dandelions, I get wild onions, I have
a little bit early.